Hello, hello, Souls of the Living, it's Blacksoul here, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. You guys know that I've completely played through all of Honkai. I'm completely up to date with the story. Now, I just found out that there are these, like, recaps for the Honkai Impact, like, characters, and I kind of wanted to watch it. We have not been streaming these past couple days. I've been super, super busy, so I wanted to make this video real quick and be like, hey, I'm still here, I promise we'll stream soon. I think we're going to stream Genshin tonight. Like I said, I haven't watched this yet, but I know everything that's going to happen if it's just a recap. I'm more excited to see how they present it and everything, and then, go from there. We'll see if we watch the other characters ones after this one. I think Kianas is the most recent, actually, so a little bit backwards, but that's okay. Alright, let's get started. Oh, it's 11 minutes. It's actually a lot longer than
A few years after the second eruption in 2000, a girl came into this imperfect world in an experiment pod. She had no name, only a cold serial number, K423. K423 was created by Otto via splicing Kiana's genes, and met from Siren the Hersher of the Void together. The Hersher core attained consciousness in the new body, and she was expected to become a human with Hersher powers.
Okay, it's interesting that they start here, because I know we're only like 30 seconds in, and it's like an 11-minute video, so like, me pausing is probably going to make it like a 20-minute video. I'm sorry, I do want to say something. It's interesting that they start here, because they didn't really mention how they got her DNA, and they didn't mention... I mean, they might, because, she does get rescued, but, I hope they go into, like, the whole, Durandal Kiana stuff a little bit. If not, I might explain a little bit at the end.
In 2007, Siegfried Kaslana attempted to abduct K423 in secret, but was intercepted by Schicksal in his escape. His biological daughter went missing afterward. Siegfried adopted K423 and raised her as his own, but was unwilling to name her after his own daughter. That was until one day, to protect the injured Siegfried, K423 took up arms to confront a Honkai beast in his place. The tender soul defied fate for the first time in order to protect her loved one. Touched by her action, Siegfried decided to name her Kiana Kaslana. He made a promise to her. As the descendants of House Kaslana, it was an honored tradition for them to fight for their loved ones. On this day, the girl received her name from her father, and she set foot on a path deviating from her written fate.
Okay, I really like how it's like in comic book style, but they added little motions to it too. So I'm not sure if these are straight from the comic books or not, but I really like how it's like slightly animated though at the same time. I don't know, it adds like an effect to it, and I really like it. Plus, Kiana's so adorable. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just like, she's so cute.
However, fate had other plans. In 2010, the latent Hersher persona awoke. Blazes of anger scorched the world that had just opened up to her. To protect Kiana, Siegfried used Judgment of Shamash to suppress the Hersher of the Void. But as a result, he was severely injured.
Didn't he like lose his arm? Yeah, it looks like
Siegfried realized that he would inevitably rouse the Hersher persona again. To protect Kiana, he left her. The girl was worthy of love. Those who loved her could do anything for her. But in the girl's eyes, it was her very existence that brought them endless sufferings and miseries.
In the middle still.
Nevertheless, she did not forget the promise with her father, and continued to believe in the good of the world.
So I know, like, as of chapter 27, 28, something like that, we know why, but for the longest time, I thought Siegfried was a little bit of a dick. Because he kind of just, like, ditched Kiana at St. Freya, or, well, not St. Freya, it was the other school first, where she met May, but like even after like all the stuff with the Hersher of the Void and stuff, and after she regained consciousness, I for the longest time thought her dad was gonna show up, and he never did. And he's not a dick, I promise, but for the longest time I thought he was. So
In the Honkai-stricken Nagazora, when Raiden Mei, who had become the Hersher of Thunder, turned against her, Kiana still reached out to her. When they were fleeing Nagazora, Himeko rescued Kiana and Mei and took them to Saint Freya. Kiana's troubled fate was finally calmed for a brief moment. On the campus, she met friends who were like family and made the solemn vow to fight for all that is beautiful in the world. She wanted to stay, but a cruel twist would soon break her hopes.
wasn't that picture from Cooking with Valkyries? If you haven't watched that anime, it's so cute.
Dark seeds germinated in the shadow of the peaceful years. The other sentience inside her preyed on all the good in her life once more by encroaching on her cognition and her dreams. It was Kiana's pining for a mother's love that made her awakening possible. She created illusions to make Kiana believe that she saved her mother from sacrificing herself to end the second eruption. When she realized the great joy she experienced was elusive, she broke down and let the Hersher persona take over. Being taken to the Schicksal HQ by Fu Hua, she was confined in the same bleak experiment pod, just as when she was born.
Yeah.
Only this time, Otto, who witnessed her rebirth, wished to see the Hersher of the Void return.
I really
Just as
thought
Otto
that,
expected, the Saint
Hersher
Freya
of the
group
Void
revolted
was gonna
and
kill
attacked
Otto,
the
but she
Schicksal
didn't.
HQ with anti-entropy
And I was kind of
to
bummed.
rescue Kiana. In fact, he wanted them to gamble everything for Kiana. Their deep love and the ensuing sacrifices would stimulate Kiana's emotions to help her overcome the Hersher persona, so she could become a human with Hersher powers. The Hersher of the
That was
Void
really
achieved
cool.
complete awakening and pulverized Saint Freya and anti-entropy in a display of power. In the end, to save Kiana, Himeko donned the Godsbane battle suit for Million Night
Night Eclipse.
She defeated
That
Hersher
was
of the Void
such a
and
sad
injected
fight.
the Spear of Destiny, a Honkai neutralizing serum, into Kiana
It feels like
at the
so
expense
long
of her
ago,
life.
but it's still, oh my god, it's so sad.
Himeko fell into the
She was like
imaginary
one of my
space.
favorite characters, and I'm getting like teary up, like just seeing it again. This game will break you. It's not even funny. This game will break you.
Kiana might be a Hersher, but her friends and teachers still loved her and believed in her as much. Yet their goodwill was too heavy to bear. Kiana wandered in Ark City after waking up from the nightmare.
I definitely understand. why
Honkai
she ran,
beasts
though.
and zombies hunted her.
Like after
The whispers of the
I know
Hersher
like she
tortured
was
her.
possessed, but
She
after
wanted to
what
run,
happened to Himiko,
but had nowhere to run. Those pains and sufferings are predestined. She was test
You
subject
face it.
K423, the vessel of a Hersher, and the root cause of the world's and her loved ones' miseries. Would the world be a better place had she died?
that part
When
really
Kiana
hurt
was
me, too.
prepared to die
I
with
was
the
so
Hersher
happy when
inside,
Fuwa showed up though.
Fuha's sentience in her mind stopped her and the Hersher from reviving. Kiana finally remembered that Himeko sacrificed herself to save her because, as her teacher, Himeko believed in her potential to change the world. Kiana snapped out of grief and loss. To repay Himeko's faith, she will continue fighting her ill fate. With Fuhua's help, Kiana learned how to contain the Hersher persona and utilize Hersher powers. She became
Yeah,
a
that,
rogue
like,
hero
like
that fought to save
simulation
Ark
battles
City
in her
from
head.
destruction. Kiana discovered that the Honkai disasters plaguing Ark City were not related to the Hersher of the Void. They were the work of a shady organization known as the World Serpent.
Kevin.
All traces pointed to a dreadful ploy,
Kevin.
Project Stigma. The catastrophe caused by it would level Ark City to the ground. Kiana must transfer the Honkai bomb planted by World Serpent to save Ark City. She made it. Even though the Hersher persona and Honkai were eating her away, she did not fail Himeko.
Music.
To change this imperfect world, she became the meteor that ripped Ark City's darkness open and propelled the bomb out of the atmosphere,
Whoever did
which
this
rewrote
voice-
the cruel fate of this city.
Whoever did like the voiceover for this, oh my god, it's so good. It has me so invested, and I already know what's gonna happen. Besides H.O.
The unconscious Kiana was taken to the Schicksal North African lab by Durandal.
That's my favorite Ray out.
Otto needed a Kiana who had harnessed Hersher powers to activate the second divine key. Sick of being manipulated, she broke out from the lab and escaped Kevin's pursuit under Fuhua's cover. Kiana returned to the ruins of Nagazora. She was ready to meet her end in the place where she first met everyone she cared about. She knew she had little time left as the Honkai Corps continued to corrupt her. To bring back Kiana, Mei set foot in Nagazora. Kiana had not stopped imagining how she would reunite with her friends once. Yet she could not seize the chance when it finally came. Honkai was growing thick in Nagazora. She had to step forward to protect the world and her friends, even if it would cost her her life. She had always been like this. She would laugh off the worst injuries. She saved the world, saved everyone, but kept the pain to herself.
I think that exact
She was killing herself to protect the good in the world, but she had forgotten that she also meant the whole world to her loved ones.
The one where she was battling Mei.
To save Kiana, Mei made a pact with Kevin. A new gem of conquest solidified in her body. She became the Hersher of Thunder again and joined World Serpent by choice. Mei knew her best friend would never accept her choice, but she could not create a future for her dearest if she held on to her past. After Mei left, Kiana and Bronya went to Mount Taishuan to find the ways of mastering Hersher powers recorded by Fuhua, without knowing the Hersher of Sentience had already woken.
I love Darku.
In the illusion created by the Hersher of Sentience, Fuhua's lonely life, bound by her mission, flashed before Kiana's eyes. Fuhua planned to sacrifice herself again to seal the Hersher of Sentience.
Such a good song.
Kiana could not accept a fate that exchanged their lives for the greater good. It was Himeko's. It was Mei's. It was Fuhua's. It was hers once. And it was not the happiness they wanted.
I would like to point out, Bronya's one of my favorite
characters. To end
this
wretched story the way they truly wanted,
there she is. I was going to say they haven't shown her
fighting
once.
alone. She chose to believe in her friends. In the theater of domination, built by the Legion Hersher, she confronted her fate for the last time. She accepted her fate and who she was. She and the Hersher of the Void were both continuations of Siren's persona. The Hersher of the Void was Siren's hatred toward the world manifested. She was the other possibility, born from Siren's desire for love. The countless hearts that loved and helped her made this possibility a reality, turning her from test subject K423 into a Valkyrie who fights for all that is beautiful in the world, into Kiana Kaslana, who leads everyone forward. As for where her path leads to, we will soon find out.
That was so good. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was so good. Like, I knew everything that was going to happen, but I was just like, I got goosebumps. Whoever narrated this, oh my god, it was so good. Oh my gosh. I really got to get a camera, or even like set up a VTuber, or even just like an image or something to put on the screen, like to show my emotion. Because like, oh my god, I have been thinking about that for a while. I think one of the things I want to do is create like a VTuber or something. I think that's something we're going to do. Because, you know, I want to do something like that. I want to be visible, but not visible. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, it's been Black Soul, and oh my god, that was so good. I think we're going to do the other ones. I hope there's a Bronya one, because, like I said, it's like Kiana, Bronya, Mei. So, like, I think that's probably the order we'll do them in. Oh, alright. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.